How's everybody doing? Tinkering with Harleys. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed. And if you're watching these videos and enjoying them, by all means, please subscribe. Keep the comments coming and the questions. I answer them all, and I acknowledge all the comments. So the last few videos we've done have been on the 99 to 06 twin cams, which was the first twin cam engine that came out. So today we're going to kind of continue that. And today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this, the oil pump. And this oil pump is actually out of a 99. This is the first year oil pump, or the first generation oil pump of this series. And this is the first totally internal oil pump that Harley Davidson put out. And they are good oil pumps. They work very, very well. Harley designed them to last 100,000 miles. I have not changed one that's had over 100,000 miles, but I'm sure there are some that are out there that have gone 100,000 miles. Most of them that I've changed I've changed between 50,000 to 70,000 miles. And as I said, they work very, very well, and a lot of people still run them. And like anything else, it has moving parts, so it wears out after a course of time. So when you have the cam chest open, like we've had with changing the chain tensioners and things like that, that's the time to inspect it. So we'll get right to the bench and we'll show you how this thing works. Okay, now here is the pump itself. And like I said, this is the very first internal pump that Harley Davidson produced. And this came out of a 1999. Because it was in a box that I had that was marked 1999. So, and I honestly don't remember what this came out of and how many miles was on it. But this is the first generation. So I figured we'd show you this. Now we'll give you a close-up look here. And if you can see right here, it's flat here and the flat spots here, and that's on all four gears. And what that does, it goes over your crankshaft, which I'm showing you right here, and you can see the square marks on or the flat spots on the crankshaft, and that's what turns these gears. Now, these are called gerotor gears, and the interesting thing about this is this inner gear has one less tooth than the outer gear does. And you can see the gap. That's why you have these gaps in here. And when this thing spins, it creates a vacuum and it sucks the oil in, and these gaps fill up with oil. And once they fill up with oil, then it starts to distribute through the engine. So when you have this off of here, you want to inspect it. And one of the things that you want to check is the lobes on your gears and the distance. Now, this one I can tell you just by looking at it is real good. This is not bad. But we'll get the gears out of here, and you can see there are four. That is the inner. Come on now. And that's the outer part. This is the feed side of the pump, and that's what these gears look like. And as you can see, there's some. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is some marks on it. There's wear marks on it, so they were in there for a while. There is also usually a separator that goes in between these two gears, these two sets of gears. Now, this gear, this is a scavenger gear. And as you can see, you can see wear marks on that, but that's not abnormal. And again, This is the inner gear. And as I said, there's one less tooth on these. Now, when you examine the lobes on both of these, you want to look for flat spots, anything like that, which would indicate that, they're just worn out. And you do it on both gears. And you measure it, you get it in there like that, and then you take and you measure. You have the gear set like this, and you take a feeler gauge, and right there on that lobe there, you take and you put your feeler gauge in there, and if it exceeds 0.004, these gears would need to be changed. But generally, that's not the case. And now, the next thing you go to is this is the oil pump housing itself. And what you do with this is you get a can of air, or if you have an air compressor, blow it all out. Make sure there's no foreign debris in there. And you examine the housing. And as you examine the housing, what you're looking for is any gouges or scoring. Now, right there's some scoring. There, I hope you can see it. And then as you bring this up, and I'm gonna have to actually check this video to see if you can see the scoring. There is scoring here, and it goes all the way up. It goes all the way around the housing. So this tells me this has got a fair amount of miles on it. So this is probably why I replaced this pump, and just been changing the tensioners and checked it and found this, which tells me it's starting to wear out. I mean, it still worked, otherwise I wouldn't have it. So this pump actually does work, but it's got some wear on it. And the other thing that I'll point out to you is this is the feed side gear. These two gears right here, the narrow ones. The wide one is the scavenger side. And the scavenger side goes into the pump first, like that. And then the feed side goes in like that. So that's how the pump sets. So if you own an older bike, this is how you check your oil pump. Now, these pumps are flow pumps. They're not high volume pumps. Runs on flow, not on volume. That's how it's designed. Now, if you want to change that, which many people have, they've got rid of the spring tensioners and gone to hydraulics or gear drive, gotten high flow pumps and new cam plates, and use those. And those will greatly reduce your temperature on your engine, and you're getting oil everywhere. But these pumps, for somebody who just wants to run their stocker, they work great. I mean, the pumps last. They require a little bit more maintenance if you're running completely stock with chain tensioners. But they work fine, and there are a lot of people out there that still have them and still use them and will continue to use them. And a lot of people have changed over to the high flow pumps or the high volume pumps. Myself, for one, I've changed over, but I did motor work on mine, so that's why I changed it over. But they're very good pumps, and they do last. So I hope this gives you an idea on what to look for if you have the pump out, and what to look for if you're having an oil pressure problem. I mean, it's not the only cause of an oil pressure problem, but it's the main cause. And like I've said before in videos, the oil pump is the heart of your engine. That's something that needs to be taken care of and taken notice of at all times. And I run an oil pressure gauge on my bike, on every bike I've ever owned. I do not trust idiot lights. And in the old days, you didn't have idiot lights anyway, because we didn't even have speedometers. We took them off. We took fat bobs, split them and welded them together, and things like that. So we didn't have a control panel per se. So you put an oil pressure gauge on your bike. I mean, that way you knew. And the oil pressure, the oil pumps then were a little bit different. But Harley ran these oil pumps from 1999 to 2006, and then they changed them, they upgraded them. Basically the same design, but they've just added things to it. Now, I think in 2002 or 2003, they installed what's called a wave plate in between the gears. And that was, I guess, to distribute the oil a little bit more evenly. But it still used the same pump. It's the same pump for 99 to 06. That was what was used. And then in 07, it was changed. So I hope this video helps somebody, gives you an idea what to look for. And thanks for watching. And until next time, everybody be safe out there.